The OMG BeadPro Canister Cart Assembly Instructions. Optimize your OlyBond500 canister installation with fast and easy setup and improved installation quality with proper bead spacing and specified coverage rates. Step 1. Install the front caster support onto the main box. Insert screws through the main box and caster support as shown. And securely tighten in place with the hex nuts provided. Step 2. Install the front caster wheel to the caster support. Insert screws through the two outer holes on the top of the front caster support and caster wheel plate. Slide the wheel lock over the two screws, followed by flat washers, and secure with hex nuts. Lock the caster wheel in place as shown and complete the installation using two flat washers and hex nuts, securely tightened. Step 3. Install rear axles to the main box. Align holes on the flat side of the axle with the three holes in the main box. Secure tightly using screws into the Loctite axle. Make sure screw heads are inside of the main box. Step 4. Install the lower handle. Align lower handle with four holes in the main box and secure with screws and hex nuts. Make sure the screw heads are inside of the main box. Step 5. Install upper handle using screw and hex nut. Securely tighten. Step 6. Install the handlebar. Begin by removing top clamps from the upper handle. Install main handlebar and replace those top clamps. Position bar for operator comfort. Center the handlebar by placing the hole between the top clamps. When in position, the hole should be on the bottom of the handlebar. Step 7. Install the applicator holster with two bolts and hex nuts. Be sure the vertical tube is facing the main box. Step 8. Assemble the bead bar with backing plate and nameplate using screws and hex nuts. Step 9. Install assembled bead bar to the main box with screws, flat washers, and hex nuts as shown. Ensure screw head is inside of the box, the washer is between the main box and the bead bar, and the nut is outside of the bead bar. Make sure the bead bar sits in the tab cutout slot on the main box for proper positioning. Step 10. Install the rear wheels using cotter pins. Bend the cotter pins around the axle. Grease the front wheel on the top swivel plate. Be sure to grease both the front axle and wheel, as well as grease both rear wheels. Installing OlyBond500 canisters and hoses onto the OMG BeadPro cart is fast and simple. Remove hose and gun assembly from the box and place on the OMG BeadPro cart as shown. Connect both hoses to the canisters and secure in place. Close the boxes prior to application to protect from sun, wind, and dirt. Now install the hoses on the cart. Separate and straighten each hose for easy handling. Install cut end of the hoses through each hose holder on the front bead bar and extend about an inch below the bead bar. Feed the hose and tip assembly between the boxes and through the coiled hose. Insert the tip of the mix tip into the white nozzle on the end of the application hose assembly. Make sure the tip clicks into the third rib. Grease the black rubber O-ring on the applicator gun. Feed the hose up through the applicator holster. Push and twist the mix tip into locked position on the gun assembly. Your OMG BeadPro cart is now ready for use. The OMG BeadPro Canister Cart.